Hello and welcome to this Warhammer 40k video with me, Marc, from the Xenoviz channel. So it is the week of Back to the Future. So I've got my Doctor Who TARDIS and Back to the Future DeLorean cool t-shirt kind of going on. Kind of a birthday present there, I really loved it. So this is the year Marty McFly arrived, and we don't have any hoverboards or flying cars or anything like that, but we do have some of the cool things. I think Nike made him a self-lacing shoe, which is kind of cool. And it made me kind of think, looking back on things, the last year really, about Warhammer 40k and how it has evolved as a game and how the codexes have also evolved. So in the last 12-ish to 18 months, as I was thinking back, is this the cheesiest Warhammer 40k has really ever been? And with Games Workshop's profits, they're still making a profit, they are going down. Does that have anything to do with the pricing or the way the codex is developing the game? Now, there's two real big codexes out there that's making it kind of cheesy. And you've got your different levels of cheesy. You've got your Stiltons, your Camembert, your Cheddar and your Dairy Lee. And the codexes that are out there kind of represent these. And the two smelliest of cheeses are really two of the oldest and ancient races that get the most flack or love, depending on if you collect that army at all. And in my opinion, you can kind of see them as a sword and the shield. And the codexes I'm talking about are Krofl Elder and Necrons. Now the Eldar are a race of elves, basically space elves, that have been around for millennia, created by the old ones. They have such psychic presence that they accidentally almost killed themselves by manifesting Slanesh, the chaos god Slanesh, and killing 99.9% of Eldar. What survived though kept the technologies, so the technologies for the Eldar are amazing. The Eldar are fast, manoeuvrable, they have Wraith Knights, they've got access, especially with this codex, to lots of D weapons. The Necrons can be seen as the shield. Now with the change of reanimation protocol, it's more like a feel no pain. And with the Decurion detachments and Cryptex and various other effects, it pluses 1 to the reanimation protocol, which makes it a 4-up reanimation protocol. A 4-up feel no pain, which you take, which has made Necrons one of the most resilient armies out there. And in the last 12 to 18 months, we've seen Eldar, Necrons, Space Marines, I think possibly Space Wolves and Dark Eldar in that time as well as formations and different things like that. And it's the formations that I see really cheesing it up. Now, I was in my local store, hobby store, the other day, and I noticed he had free Riptides on the shelf. And I always say, oh, how's it going? And we have a little chat. And I noticed these Riptides, and they seem to be there all the time. And I said, so these Riptides, do you ever sell them? He's like, we have to order free every single week. I said, oh, okay. So the new Tau Codex is coming out. So there'll probably be a formation about that. Whether you get 3 of them, it increases ballistic skill or something like that. And he said, that won't be a problem, we'll just have to order 6 of them. And then I asked him how he's doing with the Devilfishes, and he said we've had those 2 boxes of Devilfish there for about 6 to 8 weeks. So that means it is just empty stock. And Games Workshop are trying to push their expensive toys out there with their formations. And you can kind of see this in the way the formations are kind of created. So let's take a look at the Eldar and the Necrons and see how cheesy they really are. So we've got Krofl Elder, my love, one of my favourite armies, and they got a lot of love basically with this codex. It's quite a thick codex out of them, and ignoring all the artwork that we have, we go straight to the formations when I can find it. Krofl Warhost. Now each of these formations and stuff, I'll just show you there. Now I must say we've got a review to this on the channel. I'll put a link in the description below. Now you've got loads of different formations. You've got Guardian hosts, which allows you to have a Battle host, a Wind Rider host, or a Guardian Storm host, all with their benefits. But it means you have to have certain units. For example, with the Battle host, you have to have a Farseer, 3 units of Guardian Defenders, a 1 Viper Squadron, 1 unit of War Walkers, 1 Val's Wrath support battery, and 0 to 1 Warlock Conclave. Now, they've got their benefits of rerolls and stuff like that, which is brilliant. Who doesn't want rerolls? But Games Workshop now gets to sell their support batteries, which are D weapons, their War Walkers, which are generally always quite good, more Vipers, and more Guardian box sets. So they're selling more. The points cost with these new codexes go down slightly, so you can add more in other areas of your army, and they get more deadly. So as a hobbyist, I can have more, and it's deadlier. And this kind of formula, I think, is what's going to happen with all the new codexes, and especially with the Tau that's going to come out. I can see a lot of potential in that. So in the Eldar one, you've got things such as Aspect Host ones, where you've got Dire Avengers, Howling Banshees, Striking Scorpions, Fire Dragons, Swooping Hawks, Dark Reapers, Warp Spiders, or Shining Spears. Now with this formation, you're able to increase the ballistic skill by 1, or the weapon skill by 1. You have to declare it to your opponent at the start of the game, I do believe. But that's amazing. For the shooty aspects, ballistic skill 5 is brilliant. If you're using shuriken weapons, rolls of 6s to wound are AP2. Or if you want to get in close with the Scorpions or the Howling Banshees, or the Shining Spears with their spear thing, then you increase their weapon skill, which is amazing. And a lot of these went down in points and boosted in other areas, such as Howling Banshees. You don't overwatch when they go into close combat, which is quite cheesy. And they got cheaper. And you can increase their weapon skill of their AP3. And you can see why people are starting to get a little bit annoyed. Now a lot of the things also in the Eldar, like I said, have had D weapons. So they've got a Wraith host here, a Spirit Seer, 3 units of Wraith Guard or Wraith Blades, either D Flamers or D weapons normally. A Wraith Lord, a Wraith Knight, again, D weapons. And this comes to about 1500 to 1800 points, so that could be an army in itself. And they can also have the special Eldar rule where they can move, then run and shoot, or shoot and run, which makes them, again, manoeuvrable and cheesy. So the Eldar have quite a few offensive options, because 99% of the time they're toughness free, so they will break easily. You can throw a rock at them and it just explodes them. But their offensive ability and their manoeuvrability has just been amplified tenfold with this new codex. And with the extra little rules with the formation, it's been multiplied tenfold again. So making them of the Stilton variety of cheese. But I love them. Now the army that people are not enjoying are the Necrons, and I think it's just because they're so resilient and their defensive capabilities are amazing. Now offensively, they are one of those mid-range shooty armies, and their weapons are okay to pretty good, but with Gauss, or Gauss, however you pronounce it, on a roll of a 6, they can do, I think it's a glancing hit on a vehicle. You've got a lot of firepower in this army, so vehicle armies are going to have some vulnerabilities against the Necrons anyway. Elite armies are going to have some problems against the Necrons anyway, because of their vast amount of shooting. Necrons aren't amazing in combat, but they have the standard marine stats, or their toughness 5. But with the Feel No Pain element, Reanimation Protocol, that makes them a huge shield wall, and it just kind of gets annoying how you're just not hurting them enough. Now, in here they have their own formation detachment called the Decurion Detachment, and you have to choose a command, 1 corps, 1 command, and 2 auxiliary formations in the army list. So the command is, you choose an Overlord or Emotech Stormlord, 1 to 3 Lords, or 1 to 3 Cryptex. Then you must take the Reclamation Legion, which is another Overlord, 2 units of Lich Guard, 1 to 4 units of Immortals, 2 to 8 units of Necron Warriors, 1 to 3 units of Tomb Blades, and 0 to 3 Monoliths. Now Lich Guard, brilliant now, points reduction, and it makes them worthwhile, which is amazing. Games Workshop didn't sell a lot of them, now they are, similar to the Howling Banshees. And then the 2 auxiliaries, they've got everything from Triarch Stalkers, more Lords and Destroyers, Living Tombs, so Monoliths, so Catan or Cetan, however you pronounce it, and the Canoptic Harvest, which is a deadly formation. It's a Spider unit, a Canoptic Wraith unit, and a Canoptic Scarabs unit, but you can give them either Fleet or, most importantly, Reanimation Protocol. Wraiths with Reanimation Protocol is hugely cheesy and deadly. Put them in a Decurion. One of the special benefits is, I'm pretty sure you +1, yeah. Models in this detachment receive a +1 bonus to Reanimation Protocols. Reanimation Protocol of a 4-up on a Wraith is crazy, crazy deadly. It also goes on the Spider, and it also goes on the Scarabs. So your entire army becomes that much more tougher. So yes, the Lich Guard are having a 3-up armor save, but who cares? It's incredibly hard to take down a Necron force, especially that takes a Decurion detachment. And a lot of it, of this codex, went down in points. Again, I'll put our review in the description below. It's kind of a comparison review, that one, where we take the old codex and the new codex and we just kind of go through it in different segments like that. But the points went down, the weapons are still great. I'm not sure there's any D weapons, but they do have that Gauss special ability, but like I said, they are the shield more than the offensive ability. Just looking here, no D weapons at all, but you don't really have a D. Necrons aren't D weapon, the D weapon army. Other mentions could be for the Space Marines. They've got their grav weapons, and I think with the new codex they've got more options for taking the grav weapons, which basically mean they've got this cool weapon, Space Marine, ballistic skill or better, so you're rolling on freeze generally most of the time. To wound rolls are, I think, the same as the armor save, and it is AP 2, I think. And in some cases it is, you've got 4 shots or more. So they've got the ability to take down monsters or gargantuan creatures more so, which is what you see in armies like this. The Eldar one, you've got the Wraith Knight. The Tau one, they've got a gargantuan creature. Not so much the Necrons, but Tyranids, you've got things, and you've always got access to Forge World. So with the Tau Codex coming out soon, are we going to see an extra level of stinky cheese? Well, probably. Games Workshop wants to sell models. When the Tau Codex came out before, a couple of years ago, they underestimated how much people loved the Tau, and they were sold out of the Codex, sold out of some of the models for quite a long time. With this new one, they're going to probably see they're going to sell a lot, but it now means that because they've sold all of these elements to the Tau, they're going to sell the new products, and then with the formations, having 4 or 5 different competitive formations, that gives your army that extra twist and flavour. It allows you to buy more Fire Warriors or Crisis Suits or whatever you like. Games Workshop makes more money, and you continue to add to the cheese. So, in the last 12 to 18 months, has this been the cheesiest of years of Games Workshop armies? Are there going to be more cheese? Is this going to continue to this overpowered D-weapon or ultimate shield of Necrons, or ultimate shooting as the Tau's probably going to have? What do you think? Or is this all just how Games Workshop has always done it? They've always run it like this. Has there been an edition where it has been even more cheesy? Or is this the year? Or is this the edition, should I say, where we've got that melted cheese upon mozzarella goodness of cheddar, red Leicester, Stilton, Camembert, hunk of goodness. So thanks very much for watching. Please comment, share, like and subscribe. I've been Marc from the Xenoviz channel. Keep eating that cheese. Keep eating that cheese.